Hello, my name is Brother Steve DeMarco from the Honesdale Christadelphian Ecclesia in Pennsylvania. I'm going to record a course that we gave and hope that you enjoy it. It's about coins. Do you just flip them, or do you really look at them every now and then? Take a look. It's got a face on it. It's got pictures on it. There are words on it. It has a story. We're going to see what kind of stories we get from coins. Jesus preached about coins. There was a coin about Caesar. That woman who had 10 coins, she lost one and searched her house for it. The widow's mite coin. The coin from the fish to pay the temple tax. That farmer who paid the same coin all day long, even if he started in the morning and worked all day, or if he started in the late afternoon and just worked an hour. Money changing in the temple. And of course, those 30 pieces of silver to Judas. But Jesus carried no coins himself. Judas had the money bag. Well, here we are with Jesus overturning the coins in the temple. Maybe we'll find out why he did that. Coins last a long time, and I caught on to this because I washed the dishes in my house. And of course, every now and then I chip a dish or break a dish. And so I thought about it for a while. I also wash pots and pans, and they're metal. They don't break. So I looked around. What doesn't break or wear out? Cars break. Houses break. But coins don't. They last longer than people, longer than empires. And old coins from the old days tell old stories. The picture of the person tells who the king was. The pictures tell what was important then. The date, many of them have dates, tell where and when it was used. So we're going to look at coins. Here are some of the coins on this slide that we're going to look at. But first, let's look at coin anatomy. Coin has a bust of a person on it. It has words on it. In this case, it has a motto. On the reverse side, it has a picture and more words. So if you really look at a coin that's in your pocket closely, it'll tell a story. And of course, American coins will tell an American story, but other coins will tell other stories. "In God We Trust" is the official motto of the United States, and it first appeared during the Civil War and the 2-cent piece, but it's been on all U.S. coins since 1938, and 50 years, no, not 50 years, it was made law in 1956, signed by Eisenhower, and was reaffirmed 50 years later, although someone's always objecting to God. But they persevered. E pluribus unum, out of many one, is the unofficial motto. "In God We Trust," of course, comes from Psalm 118. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. Interesting to find the Bible on a coin. If we look at our pockets, we see coins that tell a story about our country. They also tell about God and that country. Since coins last a long time, we can see history in old coins, and gods, or God, or no God. Now, I've picked a few coins for this study, so I've been very selective. Other people can tell other stories, but I wanted to find out about the story of God throughout history. So I picked a few coins to really go over that. Coins of Jesus' time are pictured here. Remember from our Bible stories that talents were used to measure gold, but coins became commonly used in the Persian Empire of Cyrus in the 500s BC. Only a few Jewish coins were struck in the hundreds BC, But during Christ's time, there were no Jewish coins because Israel was conquered by Rome. Coins of Rome, Tyre, Herod, and others were used in Israel and in the temple, as well as in the Apostles and Acts. Those were also coins of other countries. What stories do these coins tell? They look just like coins today. They're metal and round. They have a face, images, and words. The coin of Tyre, the shekel, has a face of a god on it, the god Baal, in the form of Hercules. That was used for the temple tax, Peter's fish, and Judas' 30 coins. The Roman denarius has a face of a god on it, the emperor, and a goddess on reverse, Diana. No wonder Jesus carried no coins. They were false gods, false idols. No wonder he overthrew the coin changers' tables in the temple. Pagan gods on coins, idols. Of course, Jesus had other reasons to not carry coins. They had no hold on him. The money had no hold on him. Devotion to the state or the empire had no hold on Jesus. But one reason that Jesus carried no coins is they had pictures, idols of false gods on them. Now those coins and those empires are long gone, but the word of Jesus lives on. Babylon's gone. Here's a map of the old Roman Empire. Gone. It came back in the Holy Roman Empire. Here's a coin of Archduke Leopold V of Austria. He was also a Catholic bishop and general. Here he has a sword, a scepter, and armor. It was in 1632. It's a tailor coin. Now he ruled the Holy Roman Empire during the 30 Years' War between the Catholics and the Protestants. Protestants wanted to read the Bible. The Catholics wanted people to obey the Pope. Many millions died. Over 3 million in the Holy Roman Empire, over 2 million in France, 800,000 in England. Well, this is important to Bible students, like we are, because it's the Reformation. It's when people wanted to have their Bible and read the Word of God for themselves. But of course, the Catholic Church was tied in with the Holy Roman Empire and the kings and rulers and bishops, and people were burned at the stake. So it's a big deal, this coin. It shows what was going on. War for freedom to believe in God. And it was the end of Catholic domination. Here's a map of the Holy Roman Empire at the time of Charlemagne, when it was first formed. Most of Europe, long gone. Will it come back to Western Roman Empire? Here's a coin from the Ottoman Empire from 1859. No pictures of people or animals on it because it's Muslim. The Ottoman Empire was in turmoil after the Crimean Wars of the 1850s, when John Thomas was alive and preaching. And so they had many reforms. Slavery was abolished. In 1858, Jews were allowed to buy land in Palestine for the first time in 1,000 years. They started to immigrate there from the pogroms in Russia. They thought it was safe in the land of their forefathers, in the land of King David. Now, this Ottoman Empire was on the wrong side in World War I. They lost. Their empire was destroyed. It was dissolved. Well, that's a Bible prophecy that came true, where the Euphrates River dried up in preparation for the return of the Jews to Israel. Now, here's a map of the Ottoman Empire. As you can see, it's about the eastern half of the old Roman Empire. It was quite large. But guess what? It's gone. Long gone. It was divided up. France, the winner, and England, the winner, divided it up. Oh, but this is really God's purpose in preparing the land of Palestine for the Jews to return and reoccupy it, which they did. And the Balfour Declaration started that. Here's a Vatican coin from 1934. Look at the top of the first picture. There are 3 crowns there. That represents that the Pope has 3 crowns. Crown over the Vatican, a country, crown over the earth, crown over all the rulers. He has also keys here, crossed keys of heaven and earth. Whatever the Pope decides in heaven happens. Whatever the Pope decides on earth happens. Also words here, Pont Max, representing Pontifex Maximus. That's the same as the high priest of the Roman Empire. And so what is the Pope? He's a high king and high priest. You think he might object when a new high king and high priest reestablishes himself in Jerusalem? Probably. On the reverse side is a woman with a crown of 12 stars around her head, standing on the sun and the moon. Well, that reminds us of Revelation chapter 12. It's not the Virgin Mary, the Mother of God. It's the Queen of Heaven. Same as Tammuz in the Old Bible. People pray to this dead person. People make her an idol. There are 10,000 saints, dead people being prayed to. Catholics expect their prayers to be answered, that these dead people will respond to their prayers and make things happen. So all these 10,000 saints are mediators. Where's Jesus as a mediator? He's not there. From the Bible and studies of ancient religions, we know that when you create a dead person to be alive again and answer your prayers, you're really making an idol. You're really praying to demons. Here's an English shilling from 1944 with King George VI. That was the middle of World War II. On the reverse side is a crowned royal lion. There's also a Roman inscription on here. Defender of the faith. Well, what does the King or Queen of England vow? To uphold the laws of God and a true profession of the gospel, to maintain a Protestant Reformed religion established by law and reserve the settlement of the Church of England. But today, Prince Charles said it will be faiths, plural. Kind of interesting. In 1944, the sun never set on the British Empire, but it had a new purpose after World War I. That was to oversee the return of the Jews to Israel and the establishment of it again. Sun never set on the British Empire, but then in 1948, we had an independent Israel. Here's a map representing part of the British Empire before World War II. Now notice it's claiming part of North America and the United States. Well, we'll give them that. But you can see it spanned the whole globe. In India, Australia, large part of Africa, large part of North America, gone. Another empire gone. What do we have in its place? Israel. Now here's a coin from 1980, half shekel. This shows that Israel is alive and it's making its own coins for the first time in more than 2,000 years. Reestablished at the end of the age of the Gentiles. Half shekel, that's what this coin is. Remember, that was the temple tax. And today, Jews still give money to the poor to remember the temple tax. On the reverse side, we have the half shekel, 2 stars, representing heaven. The lion was made as a recreation from a signal ring of the servant of Jeroboam found at Medico. Here's a Russian coin when there was really a Russian Empire, CCCP, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. This coin was in 1985, 40th anniversary of the end of World War II, so-called Great Patriotic War, the hammer and sickle over the whole world. On the reverse side, the cross, rifle and sword. This is when Russia was atheistic. In our lifetimes, this Russian Empire was dissolved in 1990. We expected the King of the North. Is it coming back? Here's a map of the old Russian Empire. Spanned a large part of 2 continents. Gone, dissolved. God's work again. Here's a coin from France a couple of years ago, representing the 3 frogs. Here we have liberty, equality, fraternity, but the man in the middle is Hercules, the demigod, son of Zeus. Liberty, equality, fraternity is symbolic of humanism, the bane of modern civilization, because it replaces a dependence on God with human endeavor. That represents the goals of the European Union. Here's a Greek coin. Here we have a woman riding a bull, but it's really the goddess Europia being abducted by Zeus. Also surrounded by 12 stars, showing a united Europe on the reverse side. This is the spiritual revival, and perhaps the physical revival of the Holy Roman Empire. But shows gods on it, pagan gods. So Europe still has a pagan basis, as we know. And here's a map of the European Union. Countries change year by year, but it's basically Europe. But what does all this mean? Go back to Daniel with the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, head of gold, breast of silver, thighs of brass, legs of iron, feet of iron and clay. Well, it's coming true. Over centuries, we've seen many empires came and went, as depicted by their coins. There were wars and rumors of wars. This is all a partial fulfillment of Daniel's prophecy from God. His feet, 1 foot is Europe, 2nd foot is Russia. But if we read Daniel carefully, you'll see it's not just the toes that are destroyed by the stone that hits the statue. It's the entire statue that's gone. That represents our entire civilization. All countries, all nations, all empires will be destroyed by the stone when Jesus returns. That's what that means. Prophecies. These coins show prophecies. The Roman Empire will fall from Daniel 2. The Western Empire fell in the 400s, and the Eastern part of the empire in the 1400s. Prophecy says it will reappear in the last days. As the European Union and Russia, the Euphrates River would dry up from Revelation. As we saw, the Ottoman Empire fell. The 3 frog and pure spirits will appear in humanism, in France, and the European Union. Israel will reappear, and they did after World War II, as according to Ezekiel 37. Soon to come, Armageddon and the return of Christ by Zechariah. In conclusion, what have we learned from a brief study of a few old coins? The works of men are temporary. The hand of God can be seen in the world. We can see God's, his acts fulfilling his prophecies. We see prophecy unfolding. Our confidence is increased. And we can increase our confidence that Christ will soon return. Well, that's it for this lecture. Thank you very much for listening to this. I hope it's meaningful to you. Goodbye.